than most. Eyes low in the post, ready for whatever, buddy. Trust me, you won't no smoke. Never disrespect my city, this the land of the ghosts. This shit doper than some white girls that just got off the boat. This shit came straight off the boat, straight off the boat. Straight off the boat, 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 straight off the boat.
Tony. We can't do Tony and Shep without Tony.
It's that time of year, folks. Let's go ahead and do this. Right, put my phone to it.
Gotta get the shoulder in there.
Yeah, you put that shoulder right there. See that shoulder?
No, my arm don't do that, bro. It only goes. Lord have mercy. Tony, man. How have you been, Tony?
What's going on, folks? What's happening?
Bro, we don't need no background music. You can turn it.
We're gonna let it roll. I'm got about like 19 more seconds. Got the vibes wrong. It's about that time in Tallahassee.
Well, that it is. It is football season, and thank the Lord for it. So I'm glad you actually started with your Florida State foolishness before you came out here, because one of y'all former players made a lot of noise in the news very recently. Your boy
Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jalen Ramsey. So the man Jalen Ramsey pretty much went down all the teams, almost all teams in the league, and gave his opinion on the quarterbacks. So he said Joe Flacco trash. He say Matt Ryan is overrated.
It's true.
He say Dak Prescott is okay. He called Carson Wentz and he called Deshaun Watson future MVP candidates and stuff like that.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And he said Matthew Stafford is good for what they ask him to do. There was a few other names that he put in there, but yeah, I just want to get your take on what you thought when you heard that news.
Oh no, of course. See, I'm all for being a former athlete. Like, and I had to discuss with somebody last night about how somebody literally said they were like, "Oh, Jalen Ramsey will never be as good as Darrelle Revis and people like that because he's gonna keep his mouth shut." And I'm like, so not his talent, not what he does on the field from being great, but because he opened his mouth. Like, to me, that's one of the dumbest things anyone can say, especially when it comes to sports.
Do they not know who the greatest DB of all time is?
And do they not know what he did? This man, Deion Sanders, once again, Florida State. Deion Sanders ran his 40, ran through the 40 to a limo and was out of there. That's what he did. So they said go. He was out of there, ran the 40. They clocked him 4-2 or whatever. Where he going? And ran right to the limo and was gone. He told, I forgot it. I was watching the thing. I forgot who it was he said, but he told the team that they was like, they were the Giants. The Giants, oh, we're gonna pick you at 10. He said, sir, I don't know what happened to me then. I'm going by then.
Deion talked trash to Deion talked trash to players, coaches, GMs, everybody. And I like Jalen Ramsey's fieriness. Like I told people a lot of times that I didn't like Jalen Ramsey coming out of Florida State because I didn't like his ball skills as a DB. Like I didn't like not really like a ball hawk to me. But he's proved me wrong in the league. Like he's one of the top 5 to 10 cornerbacks in the league right now.
I want to drop below 5.
Yeah, like I'm really hesitant about dropping him below.
As of right now, the top 3 are Xavier Rhodes, and no particular order. Xavier Rhodes, Jalen Ramsey,
Yeah, you got people like Chris Harris Jr., Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, even though he's on the back end, he's still one of the upper echelon corners. Oh, absolutely. Like, I'm with you, you know what I mean? I have a hard time, like, I'm not disgruntled about your list having Jalen Ramsey, having 2 no's in the top 3 DBs in the league. Like I have nothing wrong because I'm a fan of Xavier Rhodes. He's the biggest cornerback I've ever seen in my life, but he's
a linebacker that can run.
yeah. So you know what I mean? Like y'all, FSU right now, as far as defensive players, y'all have a lot of them that's in the league, and I can agree. But as far as Jalen Ramsey, when it comes to these quarterbacks, like he had really interesting opinions. Like he called Big Ben. He said Big Ben receivers make him, and I find that hard to believe. Like that's the one where I was like, Jalen, like this is a Super Bowl quarterback that we're talking about here.
And I understand that, but one, it is a thing. It is a thing, and it's getting backlash because it's stating his opinion. It's like, it's almost, it's not like when people say the whole Trump, grab out of what you think. It's like, they're like, oh, that's marketing talk. So basically, what Jalen did was the same thing. So, what he said out front, but he said with Big Ben, that his receivers make him, his receivers help him a lot.
He had the best receiver in the league, I get it, and he got Le'Veon Bell to take some of that pressure off. But Big Ben won Super Bowls before that.
And who do you have the receiver there?
He had Hines Ward.
Really good.
Yeah, he had, I think, what's the dude's name? Moss? Was it? That's not his name. It's not Moss. What was the number 10?
He called the game with his touchdown.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's
In the Super Bowl. I can't think of his name to save my life.
I can't.
Extraordinary.
Was it Santonio Holmes? That wasn't Santonio.
That wasn't Santonio. Nope. No, it wasn't.
Either way it goes, I saw his point with saying that it was Santonio Holmes. It was Santonio Holmes.
Yeah.
So I saw his point when he was saying that Big Ben receivers help him. He said the same thing about Eli Manning Jr. I'm sorry, about when it comes to Odell Beckham Jr. So he said that he makes Eli more so than Eli is a good quarterback, but he said he's okay. What I found interesting was his take on his own quarterback, Blake Bortles. Yeah, he said Blake Bortles does what he needs to do, and I don't know if
that being your teammate, that's the best way to say it, bro. That's the best. He's your teammate. Like taking on the news to be like Blake Bortles is trash. You know, I know everybody out there in the Facebook world just know that Blake Bortles is El Horrible. If you don't speak English, El Horrible. He is El Garbage. Trash. Man has more, as an NFL quarterback in the game, he has more rushing yards than passing yards.
Look, you ain't gonna get near argument from me about Blake Bortles. I think he's horrid. Like I don't know. I didn't understand it when he got drafted. He didn't have enough experience to be drafted. He was just kind of like Josh Allen, who also Jalen Ramsey talked about and called trash. But another thing that I thought was convenient, Jalen Ramsey didn't mention Jameis Winston's name one time.
If James ain't trash, and not to mention, he's from Florida State. I know you're not gonna talk about him.
He didn't mention Cam Newton either.
Cam, I'm being honest with you, the whole Cam and
Kelvin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin, my bad. I don't know about like that one time he came out of Cam. Like you about to do it, I'm seeing percent low.
That boy was like 280 coming to count one time.
That boy was nah, Cam has never been an accurate pass. I'm not just 100% excited on the Kelvin, but it's kind of one of those two things. Like most of your mobile quarterbacks never really accurate.
You're like Vic.
RG3 wasn't really accurate.
No.
He just not starting.
But that's only certain quarterbacks. Like you had quarterbacks like, well, Culpepper wasn't really accurate except unless he was throwing a deep ball. But Warren Moon was pretty mobile. He was accurate. Donovan McNabb was relatively accurate for a mobile quarterback. You got to look at other quarterbacks like.
I think McNabb is much of a mobile. Like
McNabb used to give you the jukes.
Yeah, every now and then, but his first notion was to pass the ball. Big and RG3, they want to run first.
Well, that's why Donovan McNabb made it a lot longer as a quarterback than they did too. That doesn't mean that he wasn't mobile. You had a quarterback, Steve Young was a mobile quarterback who was pretty accurate.
And they say he's just mobile. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at mobile.
Yeah, you gotta make sure.
Like if you run a 5-2-40, he's a mobile. Nah, bro.
Well, you got to make the distinction between mobility and speed. Like, there's a difference between the two. Because Tom Brady, to an extent, is a mobile quarterback. He's mobile inside of the pocket. He has no speed. Bruh, the way he extends plays is different. Ben Roethlisberger is a mobile. Come on, Tony.
You literally just use the words mobile and Tom Brady.
Yes, bro.
I'm talking about cell, and we ain't talking about cell phones in the same sentence.
No, we not, bro. We talking about quarterback play. Listen, the way they move in the pocket is a form of mobility.
When you say in the pocket, you say mobile in the pocket. That's not being mobile in the pocket. That's being aware of what's around you. That's not being mobile.
Being aware of a sack doesn't help you get away from it. Tom Brady avoids a lot.
It does, because you know what's coming.
It helps, but it doesn't necessarily, like, somebody can see a sack coming and can't avoid it. Peyton Manning was like that. He was a statue. Of course, he knew when he was about to get sacked, he couldn't move away from it. Tom Brady, when he steps up in the pocket and lets the rush go by him, that's a form of mobility to me as a quarterback.
I won't consider that mobility. That's awareness. You saw it coming, so you step up in the pocket. When you start in the pocket collapse, the pocket's collapsing, and you roll out and then you're being mobile. But if you just take 1 or 2 steps here, that's not mobile. That's just being aware of what's going on.
I guess. So would you consider Big Ben a mobile quarterback? Because he's a statue too. Like, he's a statue, but you can't tackle him because he moves and he fat.
No, it's because he's a left tackle playing quarterback. That's why you can't tackle him.
That's the truth.
Now, let's be honest here. Like, he's the only quarterback that's like 295.
Yeah, the only one now. How much is Cam? Cam like 260.
Yeah, but Cam is 260 solid.
Yeah. But Big Ben 6'5", like 275 if they want to be honest. Cam like 6'6", 250, 260.
Yeah, 250, 260. And he's like, hitting him and then like hitting the wall. So the dude is solid.
Yeah. Jameis built similarly to Big Ben.
And you are absolutely correct. I mean, James to me is not mobile.
But he is mobile though. You know Jameis mobile. You've seen it. Jameis got a few runs on his lenses.
He looks like he had that one muscle that's trying to play football with you.
Oh yeah, and you can't tackle him because he's 40.
The way he runs, like he looks so out of place when he runs. Like he doesn't look graceful. He looks like why?
Yeah, but graceful and mobility and speed are all separate things. Like these people are mobile. But I'm glad we're talking about quarterbacks too because recently Hugh Jackson, I think it was yesterday or something, Hugh Jackson said that he's considering having Baker Mayfield as the 3rd quarterback. How much preseason football have you watched? Enough on that game. Oh yeah.
And to me, between him and Tyrod Taylor, that's it. Why would you make Baker, first and foremost, why would you make anyone, number 1 overall, pay them, like $65 million?
I think his signing bonus like 7.7 or something. I think that's what he said on Hard Knocks.
No, he's getting paid though.
No, it's guaranteed. I'm talking about his signing bonus. His signing bonus was on like 7.7 million.
Okay, but his guarantee is like, I think like in the 40s or something like that.
Yeah, it might be. I have to check.
So let's say all in all, so with his bonus money, he's at $50 million. This was the 3rd thing.
Yeah, he's a rookie. This over the life of the contract. That's 5 years, bro. That's not like.
But it don't matter. The thing about guarantee is regardless. So if I'm gonna pay you that kind of money, that's more than what they pay Tyrod Taylor and the other. Why would you make this shit? All these stuff. Go ahead, son.
Drew Stanton is the quarterback who they talking about putting him behind. But
Come here and say what?
Drew Stanton.
Come here and say what?
Drew Stanton.
Huh?
Stanton, Drew. I mean, he's a veteran.
I just see you sitting behind Brady. You sitting behind Peyton. You sitting behind Big Ben. Stanton and Tyrod Taylor sitting behind him.
Yeah, well, Tyrod Taylor is a playoff caliber quarterback. We don't know what Baker Mayfield is except for what he showed in the preseason game against 2s and 3s.
Three the preseason game. Everyone knows the preseason is when they let them play for real.
Yeah.
So depending on how much Baker Mayfield plays week 3, depending on what he does run performance like he did last week, what do you do then?
So you
make him sit at 3rd?
You see Baker coming out as a starter, like game 1? Because there's absolutely no way that's happening. That GM is Glenn Dorsey. John Dorsey.
Number 3?
Yeah, what's the difference between 2 and 3? Neither one of y'all ain't getting on the field.
No, it's still possible.
No, look. Right. Okay. So here's my thing. I think that the 3rd string quarterback, that's just a roster designation. If Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, there is absolutely no way that Drew Stanton's getting in that game. They're not putting him out there.
No, we talking about the Cleveland Browns.
But they got John Dorsey, and John Dorsey is notorious for making quarterbacks sit out their whole year. Like when Green Bay drafted Aaron Rodgers, he was the GM there.
Well, that's different. You sit behind Brett Favre. That's totally different. They sit behind a Hall of Fame, Super Bowl winning QB. Gunslinger Brett. That's totally different than sitting behind whatever his name is.
Drew Stanton.
Yeah. Drawing sticks. That's his name. Drawing sticks.
But yeah, have you watched any of Hard Knocks?
I watched some of it, not much. So I think I worked for I watched that one. I saw some of it, and it kind of reminds me of Martin Order, so we don't really see the whole thing.
Oh yeah, you did make me watch Marching Orders, and since you brought it up, we might as well talk about it. Bro, I'm going to blame you for the rest of my life for making me sit through that. All 14 minutes of it. Because those episodes were quick.
I forgot who said it. But it was one of the funniest things in the world. They said Marching Orders was about as long as a car ride. I'm sorry, BCC.
Right. That's their name. But yeah, but of course the biggest thing that stood out to me was the girl in the first 5 minutes of the show saying that she came to school specifically for men.
I ain't come to graduate. That's great. And they always talk about us.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Part of being in the 100, I'm not gonna give away trade secrets. Don't need y'all stealing nothing. But don't tell nobody. But part of our standards is achievement in academics. It's in the band motto.
The band motto, yes. That's in the band motto. You gotta learn from. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Now, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Achievement in academics is a big part of our band, and they make sure that they try and enforce that. Castell's show enforced it while she was here.
She did a slip out of the absolute wrong way.
Oh yeah, she did, but I mean, there's the effort there. Your methods were trash.
But yeah, the whole martial arts thing, bro, and it's kind of one of those things that one of the reasons why I am having a martial art dance. And having an SR ability. And the reason why that is, that whole martial art thing that's so funny, it was clearly more about man, girl, flag. You really saw it. Only you saw about the actual band itself. You had this like melophone, found the better moment.
Yeah.
Saw that, and then they had when those boys playing tenor, your instrument,
yeah.
and he didn't make it. That was like 97 seconds. Other than that, you didn't see nothing about the actual band itself. It was all drama. So it's like, okay, when someone do something on the band, of course, I don't want to sound sexist. I just said that. Somebody's going to say I'm sexist.
Oh, absolutely. That. So you might as well just left that out.
They're going to say that. But if women, unfortunately, if you get a group of women together, there's almost 100% certainty of drama. Okay. I say, almost like the chance of if you get a group of men, a group of women, the chance of drama on the women's side is a lot higher than
I think you should have said it like that the first time. That's why I was hesitant to agree with the last statement. I got a wife, brother. I'm not in that. I'm not in that.
Okay, so I said that right.
Yeah.
The chances of drama on the women will be higher on the women's side than on the men's side. Majority of the time, people will start talking about sports and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And then problems tend to typically blow over with men a lot quicker. Like between friends, like you can say anything pretty much. Men don't take it as personally. Sometimes it's difficult to read women for men particularly, but even for women, it's difficult for them to read each other. So you never know what you say that could affect, your friend's self-esteem or something. And that's drama, builds resentment. But part of that was also I kind of considered it fat shaming, like the way they handled the flag court situation on that show.
And I can see both sides of it, but
absolutely.
I'm on this side, and I don't see it as fashion or fashion the fact of, one, those girls lose their size. They were big girls. You can't blame the cook them. not. Somebody's like, oh, they need to order bigger size. It's like, okay, that. Nope. It's a person situation.
No,
They have a bigger size.
it doesn't, but it could help by not allowing them to make the squad in the first place. Like
that was they should have they should look at their uniforms like, hey, there will be more weight requirements.
right, and that should happen before tryouts. So you don't go through the process of allowing these girls to work, because essentially you go through pre-drill before you trying out to make the squad. So
The thing, truthfully, I guess what it boils down to really is they didn't work, and I'm never gonna take over that's who I am.
absolutely,
But
not.
I really feel that they didn't know how many of the larger size they had. And it looked like, just from the market order documentary, it looked like all of them, like probably 90% of the flag girls were going to be on the heavier side. Which typically in previous years, it wasn't that way. It was kind of a
balance.
You have some bigger, some smaller. But now it's like really, all of them were on the bigger side, so they didn't recognize it until like the uniform came out. Like, oh man, like can't do anything.
Maybe, but I don't know. I still believe that if you're gonna give out uniforms, it's kind of like the 100. We give out uniforms, but we all know that these uniforms aren't new every year.
But see, it's different. It's different when it's a band uniform. You have
At several sizes. Yeah, you have.
compared to the flag. With the flag, they only march like 10 or 12.
Who cares how many they march?
Huh?
I said, who cares how many they march? No one.
That is for compensation.
Oh, okay.
Debate purposes.
Go ahead.
Let's say they march 12. You're not going to have 74 different uniforms.
Yeah, but you may have 15 to 20.
Yeah, if that. So if you don't fit into that, then that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Now, what I didn't like, of course I got called for that and all that. It's like as soon as he told them that, and then they went to the scene where they're in the cafeteria and that girl had big plate. I'm like you just got told. Like if you was really dedicated to things, you want to do this. You just got told you didn't get the uniform and you go to the cafeteria with big plate.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole, Tony. I would actually. This conversation actually get to the point where it's making me uncomfortable.
That's why I said I can see both sides.
Yeah, like.
I'm seeing both sides.
But I get it though. I get it. He gave them the opportunity to use the band as an opportunity to condition, stay in shape, probably get your weight down, have the opportunity to try it again next year.
It's possible. No, they once you told them that, and they actually started working. They stayed with the band, working out, doing all that stuff. But remember, they had they even showed the scene where they was having workout classes with the dance girl. They one of the band workout classes.
Yeah, I mean, look. One thing about collegiate band, and more so for the 100, but even for them, like if you're in a right, them folks. If you're in a collegiate band, you're bound to lose weight. Like that's an inevitability, because as hard as they work you, and I'm sure they work, hard for their standards. Like they lose some pounds. Oh yeah, it's gonna be shots all over the place, man. Hey, look, everybody can't be held. Everybody can't be held to that bar. You know what I mean? Takes a different level of dedication.
That's what I'm thinking. It's possible that let's say that it did stay. It didn't really show what if they were going to stay in March, stay in both practice.
Yeah.
It didn't really make it 100% clear on that. But let's say that they did. They worked their butt off. They lost enough weight. Slide for a uniform.
For the classic, probably.
It's possible.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's definitely possible.
It's not to say that the girls themselves weren't completely absolved of blame, but I think that the situation.
I refuse to say that it's 100% bad.
Oh, absolutely, because somebody, like, people have to take accountability for what it is that they do. The band could have chosen. I guess they could have let them know up front about, these are the uniform sizes that we have, so we need you to be this particular size if you're going to try out. And the girls, they could have taken it as either different ways. They could have used it as motivation, or they could have do what you say they did and went and got big plates.
And if that's what they do, hold on, I've got moments out of it. So,
oh, absolutely.
Quick moments out of it.
Amen. Yeah, that was absolutely necessary.
Oh, definitely. She was my grandfather. Actually, they were the exact same thing. My grandfather's favorite singer. Like I knew about her. Now, the first thing I want to ask is, has LeBron show up?
To what? To what? Oh. Petty LaBelle don't do none of that.
They didn't like each other.
Petty LaBelle don't do none of that, man. She might show up and sing. That's what she gonna do if she do show up. Sing.
Because they didn't like each other.
Right.
Like, imagine, I just want to see her face. I just see her walking in together, casting.
And walk out. Like, what? Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. That is crazy. So, okay, so this is the last topic that I want to talk about, and I want to talk about your Lakers because it was something ridiculous that was said by your man's LeVar Ball. The boy said that this is Lonzo Ball's team, not LeBron's. Hey, bro, listen. This is what you got to deal with nowadays. You got to deal with this kind of stuff.
Well, why did you take it into contention? What I don't understand.
Well, I think Doug Gottlieb said it when he was hosting the Herd. He was saying that LeVar Ball is, like, you can start to see it now. He's starting to lose that relevancy. Like, he's trying to hold on to it. You know what I mean? He was away from the country for a year. He had the JBA, which just had a championship, and it didn't, like, do what he thought it would do. Like, you compete with the Big 3 league, which is raw. I love the Big 3 league. But yeah, you compete with that for time, and then now he just saying stuff to try and get back that little. But it's more like, bars at it again.
Bro, first and foremost, it's not Lonzo. That's not legit. It's not Lonzo.
Stop
That's
that.
not legit.
Stop that, Tony.
That's not legit.
Stop that, Tony. Listen, Tony, look, he's yours now, Tony. He's yours now. Embrace it, bro. Listen, you might as well start embracing it now before the season starts.
Am I glad to have him?
Absolutely.
You know what? I really want to. I'm about. I said, coach. I don't even follow him. I don't follow LeBron James. I don't follow him, but I really want to follow him and post on him on a dead old first. You miss that. You know for that first anniversary drill.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Like to have you.
We don't need you.
I mean, now to say that we don't need him to make us better.
Right. Absolutely.
People will add at least. That's why people say that we're not going to the playoffs. Bro, I've seen LeBron James himself 10 to 15 games. You can add to your win from 10 to 15 games.
Yeah, y'all won 35 games last year, so 50 wins. 50 wins, that's doable.
Yeah, it's doable to get 50 wins. Not to mention, truthfully, I would rather have Rondo at this point.
Over Lonzo Ball?
Over Rondo, I'd rather have Rondo, but Rondo has this place in
Yeah.
That's
That's something that you can't teach, but Lonzo Ball never gets that experience if you start in Rondo. Like, you give Lonzo the keys and you have Rondo as an insurance policy. Lonzo Ball is a 6'6" version of Rondo. He's not as good defensively, but
he's not as good defensively. I don't think he don't have a force.
what?
I said
He was born with it, man. He was born with it. Him, Rondo, LeBron James, all on the same level as far as passing the ball. Exact same level. Maybe LeBron is a tick above both of them, but as far they on the same level.
I'm gonna put LeBron above. I'm gonna put LeBron above both of them because he's a big guy that can pass.
I'm putting LeBron above them because LeBron James is one of the most gifted passers in NBA history, Tony. That's why I'm doing it.
What makes when people say that? Like, what makes that?
His ability, it's not just his ability to pass the ball. It's not the fancy, not like the flick or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that. It's his ability to see the second pass. That skip pass that he does, he's done it so much that it looks routine for everybody else now. It's not as impressive. That is a difficult pass to make for him to be on one side of the court and flick it. Right, but name another dude who's 6'8" with that level of responsibility who does the same thing. That factors into it. Ben Simmons. That knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah, Ben Simmons like, oh, he's 6'10", he can do all that stuff. He's like, yeah, he's 6'10", he can pass. Okay, he's athletic. Once again, 6'10", athletic, that's guy in the personality.
Yes, but it's not LeBron James' ability to pass that puts him on par. He passes the ball as well as the Steve Nashes, as the Chris Pauls. Okay, that's what makes it. That's what makes it elite.
Like I said, that's kind of one of that's like that Atlanta, like the whole Larry Bird thing. But they elevated Larry Bird because he was obviously not 100%. I don't feel that way, but they elevated Larry Bird because he won.
Right, and I agree with you to the point. He can hoop.
So because LeBron is taller than everybody that's doing it, he doesn't good at them. Oh, because he's taller.
Right, but see that's what makes it so amazing because you can pretty much put that with LeBron James in any statistical category. As a scorer, like who's the best scorer, pure scorer in the league right now? Probably Kevin Durant. Maybe LeBron can't score like that, but whoever's second best, maybe James Harden or something, LeBron can score like that.
Harden a little harder, 6'6".
Huh?
Right?
6'5". 6'5", yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron James can score like Harden. He can pass like Rondo or like them guys. Like it's not like he's worse than them. It's not like he's a little bit worse. He's the same, if not better.
I don't see LeBron being like that. I don't say I can see that LeBron like score like that Harden. LeBron's main thing is drive.
The production would be the same. LeBron, just like Harden can average 28 points a night, LeBron James could average 28 points a night if he didn't pass the ball and held it for all the possessions. He'd average more than that. Like that's how James Harden is. He dribbled the ball down to like 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Dribble.
Breathe, drink some water, dribble. Travel, step back. That's how it goes. That's it. And that's what I'm saying. Like LeBron James has that capability, and that's what makes LeBron James like his passing ability. That's what puts him up there. So when I put him on Rondo and Lonzo Ball,
put him up there, but I wouldn't put him passing. You would put him up there, but not passing.
like Steve Nash is the name that you said that gave me a little pause because Steve Nash is much more a product of a system. Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, yeah. So Steve Nash is much more of a product of a system than God-given ability.
I don't know, but he's been there every season. Steve Nash has been that dude.
No, yeah, the Lakers, he was not that dude.
He's Turkey. Steve Nash was 137 years old like that.
Yeah, and when he was at Dallas, he wasn't what he was at Phoenix.
He was great in Dallas.
He was good in Dallas. He was great in Phoenix. Phoenix is what made Steve Nash a fringe Hall of Famer.
I don't have to check that, but I think Steve Nash, Dallas still averaging 9 minutes a game.
Yeah, that was dope. But yeah, Tony, this is always a great experience.
Oh, always.
You got any shout outs for the day?
We're going to shout out to Florida State, of course. Had a wedding here, yes. Shout out to Florida State. Right there for you. There you go.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the March 100. I'm going to give a shout out to Bethune-Cookman College because you're going to always be BCC. Mama likes BCC. Bro, did you just fucking know?
Yes, bro. You will not shout out BCC on my. Right? No, bro. You will not shout out.
Listen, I'm in this group, right? I'm in this group. It's called HBCU Bands Uncut. It's really like a
HBCU Bands Uncut. I'm in that too.
Yeah. And Cookman is the only one that turned out the fence on. Everybody else in that group hate us. Like literally hate. Bro, I've
good.
Like seen a program with that, but like they hate us worse than people hate Miami football, bro. Like they can't stand the Barcelona or anything about us.
Good.
Cookman's the only one that turned out the fence.
I don't care.
Case in point, see, you went in the band that year.
Which one?
That Honda, and we got into a fight with Prairie View.
That was probably before my time.
Yeah, that was the year before you came. That was Honda 05.
Yeah. Okay.
Honda 05, bro. Literally, it was the 100 against the world, and the only one that like it was almost like a Florida connection. Like Cookman came and hey, bro, what's going on? So what happened? Oh, then it turned into Cookman and the 100 against everybody else. So from that standpoint, I've always had to have some kind of respect for them.
I didn't go through that experience, so I don't have to have such things. Like, bro, like I'm talking about, I got two cousins who are in Cookman's band, who came up through Cookman's band. One of them played tenor drum, the other one played trumpet. Shout out to Chad and Chris. And like, and I got a cousin who played tuba. Shout out to my cousin Ezio. Like, but bro, No respect, bro. No love lost, bro. Like, none. Don't shout them out on my show. That's the rule. No more shout outs for Cook Me on Tony and Shep. No more shout outs. Tony and Shep. It's our show. No shout outs for Cook Me on our show.
It's Shep and Tony.
I like Tony and Shep, to be honest, because it rolls off the tongue, and I've been using that name. Yeah, Tony and Shep, I'm fine with that. I don't mind that. We will not be shouting out Cook Me. You'll get your ass hung up on every time.
I had to say that. So, also shout out to this is our 15th year this year.
Woo!
Yeah, bro. 16 years, bro.
Woo!
One thing about it, I had a lot of work every day, and I had made a thing. I'm 30 years old. I was like, you know what? Larry,
Everywhere. Yeah. Oh, another shout out. Last shout out. Shout out my freshman sister, Janae.
oh, Shannon.
DJ. I almost said DJ, but I wanted to say her name right the first time.
I met her 2004, I think.
Yeah.
She told me that. I'm like, Janae, I'm like, how you feel that? Yeah, wait, you ain't Janae. No, that's Janae.
Yeah, you gonna be. Oh, trust me, we've never called her anything else in 06. But shout out to DJ. She's been a huge supporter of Tony and Shep. Every time we post something, every time we say we gonna post something, she the first one on it, first one like it.
Hey, everybody out there, Facebook, make sure y'all share this.
Absolutely.
And then maybe you don't know if that. Nah, yeah, we gotta get back.
We could do a back to school drive. I get my book bag, but as far as handing out money, that's not going down.
Exactly. Oh, also before we Rich Brand Crunch. This is the Bronx. By Rich Brand Crunch.
Hello, the Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah, the Breakfast of Champions, and it's not like the spirit is Trinity. Rich Brand Crunch.
Raisin Bran Crunch is fine, man.
Oh, and because of my boy becoming, my boy made a small investment of $6 million.
Oh man, we should have talked about that. Hey, body over. This is the second time y'all done got a shout out from us, bro. We need them. Kobe, your mans. Please do. Kobe, you ain't my mans, but you. Kobe, you ain't my man, but you his mans. Tony Fool, I appreciate you doing this again, bro. Absolutely. Y'all know this gonna keep coming back over and over again. But yeah, bro, until next time, we gonna cut it out, bro. You have a good day.
Alright, bro, take it easy.
Alright.
Higher than most, eyes low in the post. Ready for whatever, but trust me, you won't no smoke.